live events is a $70 billion industry, but we do something that would be considered backwards in any other sector. Let me back up. So in product design or in fashion or literally anything else, you start with your MVP, then you test, iterate, and improve it until it's ready to scale. You then bring investors on board, and you then bring it to market. That's not how it works in live events. Live events, you gotta commit time, team, venue, budget, all that just to see if your idea works. We spend the majority of our investors' money before our biggest iteration phase. And we know things are gonna change during that iteration phase. We're so sure, in fact, that we allocate a 5 to 10% contingency line in every budget to solve for unknown problems that we know are going to pop up the moment we move into the venue. But it's due to the fact that time in the venue is very expensive. But let's blue skies for a minute. What would it look like if we could be working in the venue from the beginning and solving all those problems I just talked about? Well, that would mean that creatives could establish artistic clarity from the very beginning. That could mean that investors could see where their money is going instead of being asked to just bet on a script and a dream. And that could even mean that new ideas, fresh IP, notoriously difficult to back, could become backable. That would be a wonderful world to live in. And we're living in it. Welcome to Prevision, the world's first collaborative venue simulator. This piece of VR software works with every single design department. Set, lights, automation, video, costumes, and even sound. And it allows them to all work together in this simulated venue to figure out how major elements of the show fit together before major dollars are spent. It's like Figma for Broadway. Thank you. Compared to legacy software like Vectorworks or Synchronorm, there's really no competition. And unlike these legacy pieces of software, Prevision works with the venue software that creatives already know how to use. So there's no steep learning curve, no wasted time, just instant clarity. We were founded in 2023 at the Yale Repertory Theater, and since then we've interviewed hundreds of live event professionals. Our team is made up of live event professionals, and together with our mentors, we've worked over 900 live events. We've used that expertise to craft Prevision's MVP, which has been deployed on 7 regional productions, each with budgets of around $250,000 each. We have 3 more gigs lined up for the summer and over 20 letters of intent for the 2025-26 season. One recent production that we ended up doing, set construction delays put the entire process back, delayed us by days. But because we'd already done so much work with Prevision prior, we were so far ahead of schedule that the 2 ended up canceling out. We opened on time to a warm critical reception and a successful run. Our business model is based off of a subscription sort of situation, $2,000 a year per headset in use, which translates to a $1.2 billion TAM and a 2.3 projected obtainable market. As we expand our regional pilots, we're looking to onboard 7 more institutions by Q2 of 2026. In order to do that, we're going to need to finalize 3 software packages and build at least 2 hardware kits. This prize would accelerate our development timeline by 2 to 3 months. And as I haven't mentioned this yet, but there are plenty of other things on our runway, but this is the most important thing. This is what we're laser focused on, making sure that arts organizations have access to these critical tools at this critical time. Like I said, there's many more things on the runway, but at the end of the day, when you choose Prevision, you're choosing lower costs at a time of financial uncertainty. When you choose Prevision, you are choosing less waste and more creativity. When you choose Prevision, you are choosing the platform that makes it easier to back new ideas. Thank you for your time. Happy to answer any questions that you might have.
Great pitch.
And if we could keep this slide up for the entirety of the Q&A, I would very much appreciate that. Thank you.
So how does it work venue to venue to venue? So if I'm a freelance designer, how am I seeing the venue that I'm currently working at, assuming that they have the Prevision software?
There's a couple of ways to integrate it, but how I've used it, I am a theatrical designer by training. Usually when this ends up being used in our process, there is a physical location that we all sort of congregate at, which is already part of the design process. You're invited on a site visit to visit the space. People just plug in their light boards, plug in their media server, and they don't need to use any new tools. They can just throw ideas at the wall and figure out where the problem areas are before you end up building them. We plan to expand because the engine that we're running off of is fantastic, has fantastic networking capabilities, and we've done prototypes where we're able to all be in the same venue at different points with the physical people at different points in the world. We're just working on latency right now. But I think one thing to know about this pitch, we tried to be as realistic as possible. We're not inflating numbers. We're not attempting to sell something that doesn't already exist and that we have a clear technical path towards achieving.
Is the goal also to just kind of have a large repository of all existing theaters so that then you can sort of maximize this process? And if so, are you working on that now?
100%. We have every single theater that we've worked on has either already owned their own 3D CAD model that is now something that we own, or we have constructed it from scratch, which we retain.
How much total are you trying to fundraise, and where are you at with that?
So currently we're just trying to take it a step at a time. We have opened up a safe round we're shooting for around 700,000, which is what we would need to bring this to market. But right now, every little bit helps, and every single show that we've worked on so far has just been a trickle into our coffers.
Venue uploads their CAD model. Are there startup costs for that venue to become part of your system?
That's a great question. Took me a second to clock it. So in our final form, no. You just throw the .obj file into this. There might be a little bit of texturing time necessary, but you just download it and you upgrade it. So currently, we've been consulting. It's been sort of a consulting package. That's how we've been getting our money so far, and that has been, there's a little bit of time that we need to do to prep a 3D model for use, but it's not more than 2 hours. Any other questions? Cool. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for your consideration. Every dollar helps. Thank you, friends.
Great work, great work, great work. Give it up one more time for Prevision. Give it up.